Hi there. My name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary texts and we tie them to an item from the junk drawer, or the kids' room, or the garage, or, maybe the Dollar Tree, or something like that. And this is for the narrative lectionary, and we're looking at Luke, selected verses, and this is one of those ones where I'm like, okay. It's like somehow like last week's lectionary. Oh, this was a hard lectionary to preach on. And Luke 13 verses 1 to 9 through 31 to 34 says, here, hold my beer, watch this. This is definitely an interesting one to do a children's sermon on. So I'm looking at that center part. And a couple of years ago, I did a children's sermon on this, and so I'm posting the Dollar Store Children's Sermon Springboard on the page, DS Kids Sermons, where you can take a look at that. It's right underneath this video. And it's talking about God of second chances. And that's really where I'm going with on this one as well, but with just a slightly different twist. Not that much, but because I just keep coming back to the idea of the fig tree, and each year, it's going to tear down the fig tree. No, put manure around it, take care of it, come back to the next year. And there's that whole thing. And it's the God of second chances. And I do find it interesting that in this story about this fig tree, we never get to the point where the tree gets torn down. We might make that leap, but it's never in the story. So I always wonder, it's like, what would happen if we fast forwarded 3 years, or we fast forwarded at the end of the year, and all of a sudden it's like, no, let's give it another year. I don't know, and I know my God. I know my God is a God of grace and love, and this sense where this fig tree being taken care of, and about how we are called to take care of one another, and all of those fascinating things. So, and I could go on. We could go. It's been a hard week. By the time you watch this, there's a good chance that all of our ice and snow will have been gone. I'm hoping in Texas it's gone as well. We got hit bad, and so part of this is like putting the videos from a couple of years ago just kind of as a catch-all. And so in that, I'm still looking at the God of second chances. I'm looking at a couple of different ways. One is this idea of playing catch. When you're learning to play catch, you've got the ball and you throw it, and when it drops onto the ground, you don't stop. You don't jump. There we go. It's done. No, you pick the ball up, you toss it back to the person who's throwing it to you, and it's this idea of doing it again and again, and we're called to live out this faith. Our faith as people of God, as children of God, it's the reason we have confession and forgiveness. It's the reason why we say, God, please forgive me for the things I've done and for the things I should have done, I left undone. And these important things where we're coming back again and again, and we're being taken care of. So this God of second chances. So there's that. Another springboard is about well-placed stories, or well-placed item. I will put, like, if there's something I want to make sure that I remember the next day, let's say there's a shirt I want to wear, or there's an outfit. Sometimes people say, oh, I just put those out there so that the morning can go faster. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm going to wear. If I'm, it's like today, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wear something other than pajamas. I'm going to put and so you put your shirt that you're going to wear. And it helps me. It's that well-placed item, or a well-placed story, but a well-placed item reminds me that I need to do that. The well-placed item, impulse buys in the stores, where they put it right by the cash register. And there's that, and you walk in, you're like, oh, look at there. Someone has thought about placing the item there. Ads, directed ads. I mean, all this stuff isn't for kids sermon, but it's that idea that here, this story is placed specifically in between the two other stories on purpose, because we read this one, it's like, holy cow. And then we read the last one, we're like, holy cow. And then we read the middle one, we're like, oh, this God of second chances, these things are happening, but God's going to continue to come back around. And so there's a purpose for placing that there, and that we pay attention to those things. I don't know. Right now, stream of consciousness going, and there was one of the reasons I put that second video in there, so they catch all. It's like at this point you're like, oh, okay, we'll pray for that guy. So, and on prayer, I am praying for you guys. I am praying for you all, men and women. I would say praying for you guys, praying for you all, because this is a hard time, and you're also rocking it, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm praying for you. So know that your congregation appreciates you, know the kids appreciate you, as you are reaching out again and again and again. Thank you for the work you're doing. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, and we will see you next week. Peace.